Great evening, everyone. Welcome back to the second episode of Podium Talks Season 2 presented by Team Platix. The phase of knowledge is changing. The expectations rise the slope of graph, which was a challenging task for the further talks. But fortunately, our research gave us a fruitful result. We came across the best profile whose insights and dedication will surely inspire the crowd out there. When I came across his information in various articles, I was so inspired and excited to interact with him, expecting you to. We are introducing the speaker of the day on live. Stick to the screen to not to miss a single word from his talks. It's high time I take this opportunity to introduce our guest in the best way I can. He is an undergraduate from one of the most prestigious universities in the country, National Institute of Technology, Agartala, pursuing his bachelor's degree in computer science and engineering. Where should I start and where should I end? I'm so confused. Should I start from his dreams or go with an hard work to turn into his passion life? Or shall I pin to the point from establishing a club named Sanganam Prayog in his college and leading his besides his education? Or should I go for elaborating his strategies to reach his intention to the crowd? Or should I turn my talks towards his startups and work experience? Okay, fine. Let's know his journeys in his own words. I take the gratitude to invite an astroprenuer who is working on space business, aerospace, and aviation space technology, and currently working in organizations and startups of the space industry in the Indian government. Mr. Sri Sai Ganesh onto the screen.
Yeah, thank you,
Good
Varsha.
evening, sir.
Thank Good evening, good evening. Good evening for each everyone here. And I'm very glad and very pleasure to be here on the platform. And first of all, I would like to thank Pladix for giving me the opportunity. And definitely it will be a very good
It's
session.
our pleasure
And
having
thanks
you
for the
here, sir.
introduction. Yeah,
I,
thank
on
you so
behalf of the
much.
entire team of Pladex, heartfully congratulate you for whatever you succeeded to date. I feel it's my pleasure to have an interaction with you on this live, sir. The
Thank
audience are
you.
waiting to hear from you. So, sir, can you please introduce yourself to our audience?
Yeah, sure, definitely. Right from the introduction, as you said, I was from an IT Agatala, graduate of Bachelor Engineering in Computer Science. But apart from that, somewhat different. So my basic career and upstreams where I worked are in space science and astronomy, most probably. And like my coming graduation, and before that, I've been worked in Narayana College for 2 years as plus one and plus two. And before that, I completed my schooling at Kashavreddy. It's from Andhra Pradesh, Rajahmundry itself. And but not from a professional experience. Like astronomy is something that fascinating me from my childhood itself. Like space and astronomy, science, or everything that I've been learned from my very childhood. And the title of this today's session is also something that achieving your
Hmm.
passion. So I strongly believe with that. And talking to my journey, I started astronomy when I was in ninth grade, and I got an opportunity with NASA Space Olympiad. But unfortunately, I cracked only the third position in my school, and later that I've been awarded as a national qualifier. And from that, I got connected with people in NASA and worked with many projects, and that's how I learned physics and all. So the journey started, and today and recently I've been worked with the Indian government in ISRO, NASA, European space agencies, and many tech startups in India and as well, and global countries as well. So this is a short introduction for myself.
It's a pleasure having you with us today, and I'm sure audience will get a lot of insights from you. Sir,
Definitely.
could you let us know a glimpse of your entire life journey?
So my life journey, like basically, I was from Andhra Pradesh itself, and I've been grown up in Rajahmundry, and later I've been moved Agartala, so where my graduation started. And between these stages in my graduation, I traveled many places. Like putting my career aspect, I went for Varanasi for my research in IIT and I worked with a professor called Mr. Rana P.V. Singh. So he's a well-known researcher and working on astronomy for ancient India, like how the sun coordinates will actually focus on sun temples. So I helped with in the project, and we have been worked for a paper also on that one. And in 2018, I've been worked for space business. It's a kind of research. So how we can form an organization and how we can put careers in space and how you can move civilization from Earth to the entire globalization, how it actually happened. So that we want to make a civilized in space global. So, and I want to be very precise, like in which aspect you want to ask me.
Sir, it's such an inspirational journey, sir. I hope the session could turn many confused minds into desired and innovative ones. So, okay, sir.
Definitely, definitely.
Usually, the system trains the students to get into some well established colleges and complete their degree and pass out with a job. But only few
Yeah.
manage to discover their passion and achieve them. What would you like to comment on this?
To be frank and very clear on this topic, the system and the government or the journey of the student, right from his graduation to the undergraduate, so it flows with a very normal thing. Like you have to sit in a very closed environment, you have to learn only a few things, you have to write this exam, you have to clear that. If you get passed, it's very great, either to management of the school, either to your society. But most of the people believe in the same thing. As I know, even I face the same situations also. Like sometimes I experience the down stages, and sometimes I'm very not sure what to do next, because I love space and I love astronomy, but I don't know where to go, way to do it. But when I talk about the education system, we shouldn't blame it actually, because if you want to do something on you personally, why you need to blame on the society actually, or the government system or the education system? You can make your own path. Before talking on the things, you can make your own path, because as we know that India is very democratic and we experience that. So in the same way, if you love something in a passionate way, you can build your blocks to build that empire within next 5 years. For that, you have to be very precise. A very good example I can take, one of my friend who studies engineering, but is very interested in biological things. So he dropped his education system and he thought to work, go for there, and he want to build a startup. But things didn't work in a very good way what we imagine. To be reality, to be in reality, that doesn't work it out. So in fact of leaving or dropping something what you are doing, you can build a separate parallel path for you, and that makes you to balance your personal life and your passionate life. So in that way, if a student can build his own passionate way, it will be very good for his life and he can definitely succeed in that way. I think it's not that much difficult to build it.
So, why do you find astronomy so interesting? Like, how were you able to discover your passion in it?
Astronomy is not a subject or not a very a precise book that you can read or complete within 2 to 3 years. It's a vast subject. Astronomy deals with human intellectuality and human civilization, because human civilization itself started with astronomy. I believe this one, and it's the fact. Because when you talking about agriculture, when you're talking about the seasons, when you're talking about the daily activities, it definitely focus on astronomy, because we work on time. It's a human intellectual thing that we always focus on time. Time absolutely depends on the movement of earth or the celestial objects. So in that way, question, I mean, the way of curiosity generates in myself, like why the earth is moving around the sun, what makes it to move, and why my life is related, coincided with astronomy. So in that way I believed, and I moved. Actually universe will choose you definitely to spank, I mean, rather than you're choosing something.
That's a nice line. So,
Thank you.
after discovering your passion, how come did you explore all by yourself and turned out into your career?
Not exactly, because not only me, most successful persons in the society or the upcoming generation will definitely need help of the seniors, definitely need and support from the family. And of course, if you are very precise and very confident on your career, on your position, definitely the environment will help you to move in that path. Even I experienced that one, right from my seniors, right from my parents, right from my friends. So but you have to be very precise in that, like what you want to do. You should have a very action of plan that makes you in the what in the next year. You should imagine yourself what you want to be in the next coming days. So in that way, each and everything helped me and guided me. So when you plan something for next 2 years, it will definitely give you a good result. So I believed and I followed in that way.
So, how are you able to manage your academics and simultaneously follow your passion?
Uh, that's a very good question, and I think every engineer student, or not only student, engineering, everyone need to know it. Even I used to bunk the classes, but I don't recommend you to bunk the classes because attendance is very mandatory in engineering. But if you're bunking two classes, for example, for a week, if you bunk 3 to 4 classes, at least focus on two classes that is very to be productive. Like you need to go to a very ideal environment that only you should be there. You have to spend your time with them, with yourself. I mean, with yourself. You have to plan the things. Okay, you can imagine like this class is not important or this time is very important. So you can do in that way. Like you can chill it out, you can watch movies, you can chill out with friends, but you have to give your time for yourself for some period of your day. I don't say people hustle 24 hours. You have to work like a clock or something. It doesn't actually work out. As a human nature, you can't focus more than 3 hours at a specific subject. But if you want to make something parallelly with your academics, I mean, it'll be very useful for the student. You can give your 2 or 3 hours of time in your daily routine for that, not for a continuous process. For example, morning for 1 hour and evening for 1 hour. So in that way, definitely you can do it. But you should be
So,
very clear.
okay, so you were recognized by the Indian Book of Records 2021 for the youngest astronomer in India. How do you feel about it, and how was your experience?
And definitely I'll be very happy and very overwhelmed for that, because it's a journey of more than 7 years from my childhood. And right from my childhood, I met many astronomers and inspired by many astronomers. And so when I achieve that, we can feel the, what you can sense. You can sense, actually, you can sense it. So I'm very happy. Actually, I worked with one of the youngest astronomer, Mr. Aryan Mishra. So and he is invited to a college from NIT Agartala. So at that time, I believe that okay, why I can't be in that position. So in that way, I admire him and I take as a what kind of inspiration. And definitely, I had achieved it. So I feel very happy for that one. And it's one of the good memory in my life also.
Even we are happy for your success. So,
Thank
so
you,
what
Varsha, for
was
that.
the reason behind establishing a club named Sanganam Prayog in your college?
Uh, I don't want to be very professional. The things are like when I'm completing. I mean, I had completed my plus two, and to be frank, I was not happy with my engineering. Even though I got an IT seat in CSE, there is some kind of drawback. Like because I'm very what you call as very fearful of coding or techie things. I was completely into science, like in physics and cosmology. But even not only me, every student will face the situation through family pressures or societal aspects. So when I was in first year, I found many clubs in my college. I interact with the clubs, I interact with the people. I found that we have entrepreneur club, we have robotics club, we have many things like drama, action, everything. But even space is something that is very vast, either in reality or in practical nature. It's very vast, and the opportunities of students are also very glad to open, right? In astronomy and as well as in space technology, the opportunities are very open. So I thought to believe there should be some club, and I discussed with my seniors who have been supported me very well and guided me, and what we can do for the things for my batchmates and my juniors. So then I decided to build a club with my fellow mates, my parallel graduates. So we have been sitting and discussed, and along with my seniors also put me very good efforts, and they guided me. This should be happen in this way, and this should be happen in this way. But everyone are giving ideas, and everyone are giving me suggestions. But we need what the club actually need to work and what students actually need to work. Before that, we have a ISRO incubation center in our college. So I thought if we can collide these two things, it would be very useful for the graduates and not other people. It will be very great thing for institute also. So this idea or this passionate thing, as I want space or I want astronomy also in this one. So in this way, I started this journey. So that's the triggering moment of establishment of Sangan and Prayog. Yeah,
So, what were the hurdles you faced? Did you do it all by yourself, or was there any kind of support?
definitely it's not going to be happen with a single person. Either it's a SpaceX or either it's a Reliance Industry or either it's a small house. Doesn't happen with a single person. And definitely Sangan and Prayog today, what you're seeing and what the project students are doing, it's a hard work of each and every people that along with me, not beside with me, along with me. Either it can be a professors, Mr. Miran, myself, our director sir, and deans, and cultural aspect and for technical aspects. So my fellow mates, like we used to sit around 2 o'clock in the night. We used to skip meals. So we enjoyed that. We didn't feel any pressure. We enjoyed it. So the kind of coordination with the team is very happy. So definitely it's a hard work of team. Not only a Sri Ganesh did it, it's a hard work of complete team of Sangan and Prayog.
So, so what was your roadmap in becoming the lead project coordinator at ISRO? How was your experience regarding that?
That is very aspiring for me, and it's one of my dream that achieving that role in ISRO. And when I was doing the same project in Sangan Prayog at building the club, we used to meet with the ISRO people there. So what are the projects that are going on in the college and what we have to do for ISRO projects. So in that way, we have been communication with our faculty coordinator. So I got an opportunity that he called me one day and like we have a project for Navig satellite in ISRO. So how can you handle it? So definitely I'm very happy. At the same time, very tensed because I'm because the parallel co-workers what I'm working are they are doing the masters and they are both in the final completion stage. And I was only one undergraduate in that project, and a kind of tension in my brain and but definitely I had accepted it. Before that acceptance, I had thought many things like, can I do it or how? What are the things? So definitely, I had accepted it. So it's a very overwhelming project for me. Although I had accepted it and I have been completed it successfully, and it's a great thing.
There are many things to learn from you, sir.
Definitely, definitely. I think you can learn each and everything from everyone because everyone has some unique thing which can be useful for you or the society.
So, usually your team has people of various mindsets. So, how should the team lead tackle them?
Yes, like I'll be talking very fairly and the situation that have been faced by my real scenarios in our college during tech fest or something. Like one person is going to pitch one idea, another is going to have giving one idea, and one people will be completing the work in a very quick time, and some take very long time. So managing these things take me very wait, like you have to be confused, you have to be exhausted for that, and sometimes I used to shout out. And it's very great that people will understand the kind of bond you have with the people. It's very important. Like we are humans, we deal in a very emotional way, not in a technical way, because we have to be very precise with them, with your words or with your actions. If it happens, if the environment is very hot and about to be exhausted, chill, leave the work, go some discuss other things. So in that way I has to manage the things. Like when you include your personal time and some professional time balancing it, then you can, I mean, overcome the situations in your life, not only in clubs or colleges, either in a personal life also. So this is the way I handle those things.
So, from your social media handles, we have also found that you're a tech enthusiast. So, what was the driving force that helped you keep going?
So tech enthusiast, like first year of engineering, I'm not that much interested. But later, in second year, I was completely into astronomy. But I got to think like what next, what I have to be in my upcoming days. Definitely, you need to be something to be get settled in your journey, either in financial way or professional way. So I thought something like, okay, astronomy is very good. You can teach for someone, or you can do, or you can give it for someone. But what you want to build a kind of startup in a tech. So then I have been got an idea about space tech business. So it's a combination of not only tech, it's a combination of space tech business. So I have been connected with various people around the globe, from Italy, from Australia. So I mean, the area is very vast. If you have opportunities not only in computer science of AI and ML, either if you're not an aerospace engineer also, you can also be a part of a space tech industry. Either you don't have a zero knowledge in tech, though also you can be in the space tech industry. The only thing is the opportunities are very vast. So right from my communications with the various people and my network, so I got to realized. So then I started to build my career as an Astroprenuer from astronomer. So in that way, that space tech business have been started, and that's how ASRC have been established with Mr. Satvik Singh Vikram. So he's based on Varanasi. So that how startup have been established.
So, what is your opinion on entrepreneurship? What role does this entrepreneurship play in this present world?
According to me, entrepreneurship. I think if you do for space, it's entrepreneurship. So I think each and every one we have an idea, a unique idea. Either you sitting in the screen or me or the people who are watching the stream. Definitely, there's some idea or something the plan to execute. The only thing where we stop is what next? What are the resources we have, or what we have to adapt. So the present generation or the present students, I should give only one suggestion. Like if you have a very good idea, you can execute it. Or else if you have a very bad idea, then also you can execute it. But the only thing is how you are putting your, effort in that. For a very good example, I would give is, you might know Food
Yes,
Panda. You know
yes, sir.
Food Panda.
I do.
You can see any kind of Food Panda, drivers or anyone today when compared to Swiggy and Zomato. No. But Food Panda have been existed before Swiggy and Zomato. The reason why it have been failed or it have been stopped or it have been burdened is only one thing. The kind of operation the team is going to push for the organization. So in the same way, it's not when you have been started, it's how you have been implementing day by day, how you're planning your operations, how you're putting your efforts, what are the update you're keeping in the things. So in that way, you can easily crack any organization, you can move further in your career.
Sir, is there any need of soft skills these days? If yes, what role do soft skills play in improvising one's career or profile?
Definitely you need soft skills. For example, if you're very good techie and if you're very dumb and you're sitting like this in the interview, who will take for the job? Or if you have a very good client of $100 million business, if you're not speaking something, if you're not expressing your ideas, who's going to be take your talent? Because we need humans for generations, not robots. You're
Yes,
getting it?
sir.
In that one, I prefer communication skill is a very important thing, and presentation skill. And next thing is how you draft your mail or how you communicate with the people. It should be very simple. You should not write a poem. You should not write a poem on the person. At least you should greet him a very good morning or something. It will be very useful. And It's create an environment with a person. For example, take you or me. You're interviewing me. You're putting me some questions, and if I'm sitting like this or I'm in somewhere in my world, do you feel very happy with this environment?
No.
Definitely not. So definitely soft skills are very important these days. Either it can be a communication skills, writing skills, presenting, storytelling. Definitely. If you're doing your graduation, not only the person who have interest in startups or something, either if you want to graduate with a very good company in a tech company like Amazon, Google, Apple or something, you need this because someday when you want to talk with the normal person also you require for this one. So soft skills are very important in life, not only in professional.
So, what is MaxJS? What role do you play in it?
Maxides is a B2B tech startup revenue accelerant. So it's based on Chicago. So I've been placed in my fourth year, starting in my first semester of fourth year. So I play the role as a international business specialist. So I connect with only for aviation, aerospace, satellite, drones, and SaaS product companies. So I connect with the decision makers, either it can be our directors or CEO, any of the person in the tech-based companies across the globe. So we used to work with the space tech industry, what opportunities you have, what opportunities they have. So maintaining the relationship is my job over there.
So,
Sorry,
where do you
sorry, I didn't
no,
get you.
no, where do you see yourself after a time period of 10 years with regards to your career?
After 10 years, I didn't plan after 10 years, but after 4 years or 5 years, I can say.
Oh, yes.
Sure, after 4 years, I would like to be one of the decision makers in India and space tech industry, especially for younger generations who have scope to work with various global organizations. And right now, I was building the same thing, and I hope I'll be one of the a kind of not a leader. I can be a good example for them, and I can be a very good approach for them what to take the decision in the next way. So I find myself after 4 years or 5 years. And after 10 years, definitely, I dream to meet Elon Musk, many space global leaders.
Yes.
Definitely,
I wish your dream could succeed, become true.
definitely. Even I pray for that.
I, I do wish, we do wish so.
Thank you, thank you.
So, so to every leader out there, they look up to some inspiration. What about you, sir?
Uh, every aspect, I prefer everyone because even I believe something where Hitler has something, where right now Putin has something, where Elon Musk is having something. So I take only few things from each and everyone. So in that way, I believe like what are the strategies they follow at the difficult times. While talking about Steve Jobs, he had followed one strategy when Apple is going fall down. So I shouldn't make that thing in that way. Like not only a specific leader, but the person who have been inspired me. It's one of the favorite book that I've been gifted for my father. It's The Wings of Fire, the biography of Mr. APJ Abdul
Exactly.
Kalam. So right, uh, I believe it's my 10th grade. So from that time, I started inspiring and admiring him. So you can see, but I completely don't follow any specific person because, to be frank, like we need upgradation in humans. You need to change. You don't need to fix with the same thing. So I believe in that way. So according to the situation, you have to adapt yourself. So for giving me that, I have many examples.
Sir, how do you respond to success and failures?
Success and failures are very common. Like everyone will say this. You have to be very strong with your failure and very cool and calm in your success. But for me, it's very precise. Like in the initial stage, I used to be very depressed. Either failure is not only in professional life; it can be in our personal life. So I believe that even it's in your personal life, you have to overcome it. Just leave your work for 2 weeks, go chill out, then start working. So in that, if you can remodel yourself, according to the situation. So then definitely you can overlap this. For example, today I'll be success in one position. Definitely after 2 years, there's a person who can compete me. It's a kind of failure. And at the same time, you can take it as a teamwork. If you can combinedly work with the same person, you can create something. So I believe in this way what success and failure
That's
is.
nice. Inspiring, in fact. Sir, how do you motivate yourself when you're low?
Motivating myself. I mean, when I'm low in the sense professional life or professional, I mean personal life.
So both of them.
Okay, both of them. First, I used to leave the thing completely. I used to stop
Hmm.
thinking for that, and then I'll sit myself. I'll just go somewhere around a place, and I'll just reconstruct the complete scenario, what happened, and I'll put myself in the position of that person. What mistake, if I'll do if in his place. So in that way, if I found any kind of wrong or any kind of thing, so definitely I'll rethink myself, I'll correct myself and start working again in that. So in that way I can move forward.
So
The
what is
thing is
your suggestion?
time.
Okay,
You have to
sorry,
spend
sir.
time with you, with your
Hmm.
own self. So then only you can just stop telling to others. Don't take
Hmm.
advices. Because
Yes, sir.
uh, if you if you're talking with four persons, they'll say their perspective. What about you then? You have to think for yourself. There's nothing wrong if you repeat the same mistake again, but if you are taking advice from other person and if you put that kind of input in your decision, then definitely it's going to be a very wrong thing. I believe it. But listen to
Hmm.
everyone, just analyze the things, so then you can have a ability to think in four perspectives.
So what is your suggestion to the young aspiring space enthusiasts?
Suggestions. I mean, if they want to boom the career, the only thing they can do is be very curious. Put some questions in yourself, learn very thing, connect with the people. Connect with the people. I say each and everyone, you have to connect with the people. You have to talk with each and everyone. Either it can be a professional network or any personal life. When you start communicating or when you start connecting with the people, then you can get to understand how the scenarios are going to happen in present world. And also don't lose your curiosity or your fire. The only thing you have to keep yourself is motivating yourself daily. Don't, if you're very tired, don't do the work. But even if you're sleeping also, if you're eating also, if you're doing anything, just make one thing in your mind that I will work for this, I'm going to work for this. So this is my passion. So if you doing, I mean, if you start habituating this way, within next 3 months you'll get to see the results. It can be anything, not only in aerospace or astronomy or something. If you want any guidance, I can definitely help you guys in astronomy or space science field. But the people who want to aspire in science, arts, music, anything, the only thing you have to be is very passionate. So this is the only thing, only fuel that can uplift like a rocket into the space.
Sir, seriously, today you have become my inspiration.
Thank you, Vasha, for that.
Sir, the same enthusiasm, shall we take up the questions from the live chat?
Yeah, sure. We'll go for that.
Okay, sir. Now my co-host Sushmita will take up the podium.
Thank you.
Thank
Sure.
you, sir.
Welcome everyone. Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening, Shushmita.
Sir, after such an elaborative talk, I personally learned the consistency from your words. That was such a great passion towards your dream. I hope the students here would surely cultivate this trait on them. So we can see that the live chat is filled with the curiosity. Shall we pick some questions for the discussion?
Yeah, sure. So I don't know where to start. It's better to pick some good crispy lines or something from your side.
Yes, sir, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, the first question is from Ajay Kumar. So, what was your feeling when you were announced as Scientist of the Day by NASA? Why were you given that honor?
Uh, that honor, like when I was working with Mr. Ken Johnston, so he's the former astronaut from NASA. Like he's a person who involved in Apollo mission, the people who went for moon. So I have a connection with him when I was in plus one. So I used to work with many projects under him, like in education system and working on astronomy. So when we have been in competition, like we have a team of a bunch of people, and even I was not very sure that I'll be going to get this. So when I was doing something on Uranus moons, like we have to get the data and we have to calculate it. So while I was doing that one, so my work have been impressed by him, Mr. Ken Johns. So he's very interested, and he have been connected with one of his colleague, is a specialist in data science, and right now is working on astronomy of black holes and something. So we three people worked on that one, and so I was very happy. He have been given a good support for me for working with this, and you can find in my Instagram channel the video what I've been worked with. And even right now we are working on extraterrestrial on aliens, how they can be interact with the human civilizations, and what are the opportunities that you find in various planets or Kepler planets something. And the feeling I got announced that one is very happy, very overwhelmed, very excited. So it's a mixture of all things, and finally I was very happy for that.
That was really impressive, sir. Can we have the next question on the screen, please? The
Yeah,
question
sure.
is from Sri Archita. As you said, everyone should have a passion, but nowadays many of them are not clear what to do or what their passion is. So, what do you suggest for such persons?
I think the line, like nowadays many of them are not clear what to do or what the passion is. So first of all I would like to give us, you have to be very clear what you want to become. Because if you want to become a singer in classical music and you're learning western folk, you have to be very clear, right? Your dream is in classical thing and you're learning western. So the thing is, you have to change your mindset. You have to be very clear. You have to be discussed with your expert in that industry, or your teachers, or your family members. So I want to be become this one. So you have to, first of all, you have to be very clear in that one. So then only you can change yourself. And the suggestion I can give for this, as I said in the previous word also, you have to spend your time with yourself. What exactly you want, what exactly you like, what exactly you inspire. You have to write somewhere in a book or something. So then you can definitely see that. After 2 years also, you have to do the same thing. Either it can be after 1 year, 2 years. So when you write the things and when you compare after 2 years, if the things are coordinating well, then you should be very clear. Okay, I'm into this field. I like this one even after 2 years. So again, do it with the next 4 years. So in that way, if you maintain some kind of clarity in your self deciding nature, so decision making is very important for self behavior. So I would like to suggest this one.
We'll surely keep that in mind, sir. Can we have the next question, please? The question is from Gautam. Sir, what are the suggestions you want to give for those who basically have stage fright to overcome it and speak clearly in any public speeches?
Yes, even I felt when I was in my plus two and plus one. Like the moment what you experience is the legs will be getting shaken. It's very clear. I face that one also. But you, if you want to overcome that one, like we have many tips that you have to sit in a very strong position, put your friends who are very close, you can chill out with them. Even if they give gali to you, no issue. Sit with very close friends, talk with them. What are the mistakes I'm doing? What are the kind of things I'm doing? Like I was giving eye contact with you, or what kind of body language I have, something. So when you correct the things with your a very close circle, then step forward with your classmates, and you can talk with your family members. Prepare anything. If you want to talk about movies, then you can choose a specific topic. And when you completed that one, take a mobile and just play somewhere in your room and start recording and start talking about something on your own. No issue. It can be anything. So in that way, if you keep practicing day by day, day by day, day by day, definitely you'll get the result. Because I did it.
That was a very good suggestion, sir. Can we have the next question? The question is from Nikhil. What is meant by being an entrepreneur?
Astroprenuer, the person who works in the business field or the revenue generation field in space tech industry or in aerospace or aviation. So entrepreneur plus astronomer or astronomer or something is a combination of two aspects. So what if you want to as what do you mean by entrepreneur? The person who work on his own or who builds his own career path. We call it as entrepreneur. So as well as entrepreneur is the same thing. Who work in space industry.
That was really informative, sir. Can we have the next question? The question is from Jyotish Reddy. How to create interest in developing a passion, sir?
How to create interesting and passion is, I think it's not a question. It's a kind of confusion, and it's a kind of question too. But what I can suggest is, if you're interested, then definitely it's your passion. If you want to develop your interest in that passion, you have to do only one thing: keep working on that every day or every hour. For example, uh, I think you can find many persons in movies, many persons in music, many in dance. What they do, they actually do that every day. If an artist is there, he used to paint every day. If a scientist is there, he used to go to the lab, he used to go to the nature, you have to work, you have to think, you have to solve. So in the same way, you have to develop something interest in your passion. First, you have to love it. You have to feel very comfortable with that work. Even it's for 12 hours or 24 hours, you have to spend your time for that one. So then definitely you can generate some interest. Not only interest, I think you'll be connected with the same thing as your life.
I hope your doubt is clear, Jyotish. Can we have the next question, please? The question is from Dattatreya. Mission to Mars or mission to Moon? If you are given a chance to lead one project from the above two, which one would you choose and why?
Definitely, I'll choose Mars because, as I said, I was inspired by Elon Musk. There'll be some kind of probability to meet him. And to be precise, why we will focus only on Mars? Even this is a question that even each and every person is getting, not only students. It's not a very normal thing. Why we are focusing on Mars rather than we have Moon, or in fact of developing Earth or making Earth a sustainable thing to live, or Mars. I mean, Moon is very near, but why we are developing Mars is something very good to speak. When you go back to the history of 3.2 billion years ago, there is a solar storm happened in our solar system, and before life on Earth, there is life on Mars. There's trees, there are greenery, there are algae, there are water, there are organisms also used to survive on Mars. But unfortunately, due to the solar storm, each and everything have been collapsed. So after that one, life have been existed on planet Earth. So Mars is very suitable planet for keeping civilization and human to be survived over there. So that's the reason I chose Mars.
Okay, sir, that was really
Even
informative.
Moon is not having any environment, and the gravity is also very low. It's to jump something. So Mars is better place for humans also.
Okay, sir. Can we have the next question, please? The question is from Ravalika. So, what's the suggestions to make our bitter feelings of failures, discouragement, demotivated to sweetness of success, encouragement, motivated? Sir.
See, the society or the people will be having two sides. If you get success, they'll talk something. If you get failure also, they'll start talking something. But instead of focusing on the things what they are talking, we have to focus on ourselves. And what we have to keep motivate, what are the things you can put yourself to get move from that position is, you have to prove somewhere. Even if they are telling you that you have been not doing very good, you were a failure, okay, just accept the fact. But someday when you did something, they'll come again and say something, okay, you did it in a very short way, so this is the reason these persons help you. The intensity of the persons who will give these words are there in the nature. You can't change the nature of any specific locality of persons. The only thing you can do is you can change yourself. You getting it? So in that way, if you practice 2 to 3 times, then definitely you can move it.
Okay, sir. Can we have the next
If
one, please? The question is from Sri Arshita. Sir, can we know all your achievements and your learning from each achievement?
achievement on learning from each achievement. Well, it's a good question. First of all, I would like to say one thing, like, achievements are not something that you perform as a daily activities. It happens a very rare time. And sometimes the achievements that you see, not only me, like many persons are there outside, they learn, like not only me, like everyone will, what they will do, they'll learn the bitter things from failures and they'll not repeat it again. If you're repeating again, again and again, so definitely there's no chance for that to make success. So that's
We'll keep that in mind, sir. Can we have the next one? The question is from Joshua Jonathan. How will you relate religious statements with astronomical ones?
uh, first of all, talking with the statement, to be very clear with dots, I'm not into politics, I'm not into religious or any community. But it's a very good statement, and I'll talk with a very clear word. Whatever the religious statements they have been given, either it can be on anything, it can be on Hinduism or Christianity, Judaism, Buddhism, or everything. Each and everyone focus only the primary thing, or like every religion used to say only one thing: you have to be very good, you have to be very pure, you have to be genuine, you have to be very good. And no religion in the world will say you have to kill this person, you have to fight with the country, you have to do this or do that. And to be frank, if these things are superstitious, if you are doing these things, it's very superstitious. So what is, how I will relate astronomy with religious thing? Talking about Hindu mythology, we call it as Navagrahas. And when you talk about any Christian mythology or Muslim mythology, we have the constellations, the same thing. We call it the different names with the different aspects. But the thing they want to say is very clear. They want to give knowledge on space. They want to give knowledge on spirituality. So both are very similar ones, but the perspective you see is different. I believe in that. Very clear that universe or something, everything came from energy. The God is energy. So in that way, I believe it.
I hope your doubt is clear, Joshua. Can we have the next one? The question is from Sai Priya. What are the other things that excites you other than space and technology?
Space and technology. Other than that, I was excited. Like for my personal life, I was to chill with friends, go for trips, movies, and all. Talking about professional life, I was very interested in ancient Indian history. Like I mean, personally, I have an experience of working on a project in Varanasi. So my interest is very clear on ancient Indian history in astronomy, especially in astronomy. Like what are the cosmological things that happen, how we can relate the things. So I was very interested in that, and that makes me excited also. Like if you can read many mythological books, you can find the description of many things about time travel or quantum physics and what are the things over there.
That was really impressive, sir. Can we have the next question, please? The question is from Ajay Kumar. What techniques do you use to engage a live audience?
Engage a live audience techniques. Very simple, man. You have to be feel comfort for yourself, and you have to be very normal. I think you're not from people doing war on myself, or you're opposite from myself. You're someone who want to learn something from mine, or even I can learn many things from you side. So you have to be free yourself, set a place, calm, put some water aside, and talk about the things what they like, not you like. It's a very simple logic.
Okay, sir. Can we have the next one, please? The question is from Sai Yashwant. Space is so astral body, it's related from our ancestors. The most eligible question on Earth is all about exploring the new life form in the universe. Tell us something regarding Gana.
Okay, it's my name. So, well, for a good sake, if I tell you you can travel by sitting in your home to the planet Mars, does it happen? No. The answer is no, because you can't travel your sitting at a position, because the space coordinates is very fixed, and you can't move the gravity structure under you to move your space. It's very clear in a physical statement. But though you can move yourself in the form of consciousness or in your form of energy from one place to another place. This is very clear statement in quantum mechanics also. So the only thing you have to do is you have to relate the same thing with ancestors what they are saying. I mean, I'm not a very spiritual person, but this is a reality. For example, doing some meditation or something, you can move yourself, you can move your body, or you can move your something energy that exists inside you from one place to another place. You can see the things in different dimensions. In the same way, the ancestors want to give you the signs. They don't want to be a preachers or to be any specific community. They want you to elaborate your knowledge. So if you relate these things in this way, definitely science and astronomy or religious thing that ancestors give us, the only thing you can give is knowledge. They are giving knowledge. You're getting it? So this is the very thing. See, for example, I'll tell you something. We used to go for church. We used to go for temple something. We used to put lights. Either it can be a candle, either it can be a diva. Why we are doing it? If the priest or if the person who are handling the church or temple will come you and they'll explain the quantum physics. So when you put the light, the quantum mechanics inside the light is going to elaborate your knowledge. You have to be very concentrated. You don't want to listen this because you don't have the time. So they want to make it very simple, and you have to follow that. So if a superior power is there, and they can say that that superior power is guiding you, if you're doing some wrong, or if you want doing something, if you want peace, go to them, do this, you'll be cleared. Very simple. There's no need of explanation the science behind this or the psychological fact behind this. So in this way they want to elaborate your knowledge. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll surely keep that in mind. So we have reached the end of our today's session. Thank you, sir, for spending these hours from your watch. This means a lot to us. I heartfully thank you for your answers and patience that you continued till the end of the talk. And so,
Even
last
it's
but not the least, how do you feel on interacting with us, sir?
very happy, and I just got to open my mind, thinking about different things, different perspectives, in different ways with different ideologies. So I'm very happy, and it's a great pleasure and honor for me to be here. Thank you, Politics, and thank you, Shushmita. It's a great session.
Thank you, sir. That's our pleasure. Wishing you all the best for many more success for your future. We take a leave, sir. That's it for the evening, viewers. I hope it helped each one of you present here. No worries, Platix is here to bring many more expertise from various domains on live to clarify all your queries. Hope you all enjoyed the session. If you have missed the session, you can watch it on our YouTube channel. See you tomorrow with another informative session. Till then, stay tuned. Have a great day. This is Sushmita signing off.